Hello world, it's Josh here, and this is my second YouTube video. I thought what I'd do for this video would be the accent challenge. I understand that this has been quite popular on YouTube for many years now, and I find watching those videos quite interesting, especially with the English language. It's so different all over the world, you know, the different words we even have, even though we're all speaking English, to describe everyday things is quite fascinating. And also listening to how, you know, words are pronounced differently in different parts of the world. I find that really interesting. But I thought it'd be a good way for people to get to know me a bit better. So where am I from? Well, I'm from, if you haven't guessed already, I'm from Australia. I'm from Sydney. I was born here. Educated here, lived pretty much all my life in Sydney, so I haven't really lived anywhere else or moved around. I've done a few holidays and things, but hence my accent probably hasn't changed a lot. Also living in Sydney, I probably got your more typical Sydney accent as opposed to your more traditional or Australian country accent, which is, you know, a little more probably better known around the world. So, well, let's jump straight into it. So I'm just reading from the page here. The first is a word list. So I'll start off with the words. So we have aunt, envelope, root, theatre, court, salmon, caramel, fire, coupon, tumbler, pecan, both, again, probably, GPOY. I don't know what that is. Lawyer, water, mayonnaise, pajamas, iron, naturally, aluminium, GIF, New Orleans, crackerjack, doorknob, Alabama. So they're the words. Now we've got some questions. So the first question is, what is it called when someone throws toilet paper on a house? Now, the only time I've seen that is after year 12, after you finish high school, and kids go crazy. They'll toilet paper the school, and if they're brave enough, they'll toilet paper a teacher's house if they know where they live. So I would call that vandalism. What is the bubbly carbonated drink called? So we would call that soft drink. As opposed to a hard drink. So a hard drink's a liquor like rum and coke, or a beer, or a wine, or a spirit, whereas a soft drink's non-alcoholic. And it has fizziness in it. So you wouldn't call an orange juice a soft drink, but your lemonades, your Cokes, Fanta, all that sort of stuff's called a soft drink. But you wouldn't ask for a soft drink generally. I mean, if you're at a bar, you'd probably say, can I have a Coke, or can I have a Diet Coke, or can I have a lemon squash, something along those lines. So yeah, we tend to call it by its name. Now, what's the next question? Okay, what term do you use for gym shoes? So we would call them runners or sneakers. I usually call them sneakers because you can sneak around in them. What do you call your grandparents? So this is an interesting one. So on my father's side, my grandfather had died before I was born. If he was still around, I think we would call him Pop. My eldest cousin was born when he was still alive, and he referred to him as Pop. My grandmother, who fortunately is still with us, is fighting strong, we call her Nana. On my mother's side, they've both passed as well, but my grandfather was alive until I was about maybe 15, 16, so he is referred to as Nana. And my grandmother, if she was alive, would be referred to as Nani. So comment in the section below if you feel you can guess where in the world my mother's side comes from, given that information. It'd be very interesting. What do you call the thing with wheels used to carry groceries in the supermarket? So that's called a shopping trolley. Now, if you live in Penrith, for what I've noticed, people there adopt shopping trolleys, put all their belongings in it that they own, and it sort of becomes like a mobile home. So their shopping trolley will move with them wherever they go. They're kind of nomadic people. So yeah, they'll be in the shopping centre with their shopping trolley. Then they'll be at the train station with their shopping trolley. I've seen them try to lift the shopping trolley onto the train. They might be, I don't know, miles away in a park from any shopping centre, but they've got their shopping trolley with all their things in it. So bit of information for you about the use of shopping trolleys in Australia. Now where are we? Keep losing my place here. Okay, be a wizard or a vampire. Definitely wizard. I think with wizards, they've got magic, they've got power, they've got wisdom. If I think of Merlin or Gandalf. Vampires, I just don't do blood very well. Sorry. What do you use to change channels on TV? That's called a remote control. Choose any book and read a random passage. Okay, so I've got a book here. It's called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. Really inspirational book. Basically, I try and live my life by this book. It's really good. And we'll talk more about Robin Sharma in later videos. So I'll just read the first paragraph. Here we go. He collapsed right in the middle of a packed courtroom. He was one of this country's most distinguished trial lawyers. He was also a man who was well known for the $3,000 Italian suits that draped his well-fed frame, as well as for his remarkable string of legal victories. I simply stood there, paralysed by the shock of what I had just witnessed. The great Julian Mantle had been reduced to a victim and was now squirming on the ground like a helpless infant, shaking and shivering and sweating like a maniac. It's a good read. I highly recommend it. So that's the book. Do you personally think you have an accent? Not until I went overseas. So like I said, I haven't lived overseas, but I went on a holiday. Now, I've been on holidays to around the Pacific, which is very close to Australia, like countries like Fiji, New Zealand. They don't really comment on an accent there because they're used to Australian people. Sydney is only 2-3 hours from New Zealand, 4 hours from Fiji, maybe 3 to 4 hours from Vanuatu, countries like that. So we're nothing special to them, I suppose. They're used to us. Whereas when I went to Thailand, that was very different in the sense that I would go into the market and obviously they're very keen to sell you stuff, which is fun. I love that. I love the bartering. But they were looking at me a little confused because I don't have, the stereotypical Aussie blonde hair, blue eyes look, A lot of them are trying to work out, oh, where's he from, And they would speak to me in languages, like throw a few words where they thought I was from. Like I'd get some Italian words or even some Greek words I think were used there, Indian, wherever they thought I was from. Now, it wasn't until I spoke and actually said something, I said, oh, don't mind the look of that fake Armani tie, let's have a look at that. Oh, you're Australian. And then, they put on the good day, mate, and all that sort of stuff like that, which was really cute, but it was so much fun. And then I realized, okay, I've got an accent. So when I speak to these people, they picked up straight away that you're Australian. I can pick that up from the way you speak. So that's pretty much about it for the questions. So, feel free to comment below. And of course, if you haven't done one of these videos before, do one. It's kind of fun. I think it's interesting. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on my accent and on accents in general. I've been told I'm a little bit of a slow speaker. But I don't think that's an accent thing. But you let me know. Hopefully I'm understandable. Have some fun with it. Okay, bye.